string literals. Let's get started. We, of course, have already seen print hello world. And when you run that, unsurprisingly, it says hello world. What we're printing is a so-called string literal, which is this value here between the quotes. We've also seen other kinds of literals, x equals 5, print x. Here, x is a variable, but 5 is a literal. A literal is a value that should be interpreted literally as it's written. In strings, these are essentially the constants that we can enter between quotes. To begin with, then, we have multiple kinds of quotes that we can use. We have double quotes, as seen here. We also have single quotes. We could have done this with single quotes, and that would have worked just fine. Hello world, hello world. And as we see here, you can also use, strangely enough, triple quotes, both triple single quotes and triple double quotes. And as you can see, all of these work fine. As the comments here indicate, single quoted and double quoted strings are the most common. Usually somebody sticks with one or the other in most cases. Either is totally fine. The triple quoted strings are less common. They're used for special situations in particular. And we're going to see one right away because we're going to try to print a new line in a string. And so what I might try to do is this. Let's go ahead and put a string, hello world, in S, and we'll print S. This works just fine. But now I want to put a new line here so that it prints hello on one line, world on the next line. And you can tell by the way this formatted the string in the editor that the editor thinks something is wrong, and something is wrong. And when I go ahead and try to run this, I get a syntax error, EOL while scanning string literal. EOL means end of line, and it's scanning this string literal. While scanning the literal, it hit the end of a line. You are not allowed to have an end of line in a string literal, which is to say this is not how you're going to put a new line in a string. We want to put a new line right there. And so we need a way to tell Python, put a new line in this string. And so one way to do it is with a so-called escape sequence. \n does not mean the letters / followed by n. Together, they mean a new line. The / is the escape character, and it tells you that the next character is a special code, which tells you the special character that we want to insert. So when I run this now, notice the hello world are different lines. Also, it's worth noting that the \n is a single character, as we'll see in a moment. So the length of the string is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just the new line, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I were to print len of s, we would see that it's 12 characters, not 13, because this is not \n. This is the new line character, but we have no way to enter it, so we enter it as \n. Now there is another way to pull this off though. With the triple quote, we can say hello, and with triple quotes, you can put new lines in. And now that works just fine. So this string right here is the same as this string right here. And let's actually show you that by doing the following. We'll make them S1 and S2. And we'll go ahead and print whether or not S1 is the same as S2. And they are. Aha! So these are just two different ways to enter in new lines. Probably this way looks more comfortable to most new programmers. After you've been programming for a while, usually read this with just as much clarity and simplicity. But both ways work. So going back here, we see that we've covered the 4 kinds of quotes and the new lines and strings. Okay. Now when you have a triple quoted string, often the first line is a little awkward. I'll show you what I mean. You often something that looks like this. The first line is indented, and this code might even be indented depending on the situation. All subsequent lines are left flush. One way to allow your first line to also be left flush is to start your quote with a \return. That \return means ignore this return. It's as though it's not there. So this, as you see here, and this, as you now see here, are identical. Only the second way, as it is right now, I believe is clearer for entering the string with every line of the string equally left flush. Okay. More escape sequences. Okay, so let's go over here and let's try to do the following. I want to actually put, let's go here, and I want to put a single quote inside this string. No problem. Hello, single quoted world. And now when I go ahead and print this, print S1, it prints hello world. What if I wanted to double quote the word world? I have a problem because I'm putting a double quote inside double quotes. That won't work, but I could put it inside single quoted string, and that would still work. But what if I wanted to put both a double quote and a single quote, right? World, Wahoo. I'll put Wahoo in single quotes. Okay, now I have a problem because I can't put it in double quotes because of this, and I can't put string in single quotes because of that. So the answer is we need a way to escape this quote, to say this quote is not the end quote of this entire string. It's an actual single quote inside the string. And the way you do that is with the backslash. Again, these are one character. They represent the character single quote, but it means leave the single quote in the string. And now we got both our double quotes and our single quotes inside the string. So we see that backslash followed by some character or code is an escape sequence that lets you put special characters inside a string. Going back here, we see there's a backslash for a double quote, and we knew for a single quote, which should have been in this list. There's a backslash for a backslash. What's interesting about that is you need a way to tell Python this backslash is not meant to be an escape sequence. So backslash is for that. We've seen new line, and this is tab. You can see how tab works. This tab's in the brackets. It's this tab in brackets here. And we don't even know how many spaces we're going to get when we tab. That would be dependent on the console. So don't really depend on tabs for formatting. We only show it here for historical purposes, really. So those are our escape sequences. And then again, they produce a single character. So what is the length of this string? Well, you would think perhaps it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not 10 because this is a single backslash that we have entered. This is a single double quote, and this is a tab. So the length would be 7. And you can see when it prints out, you get a single backslash, a single double quote, and that's a single tab. Okay, concatenated literals. You can type in a string, followed by a space, followed by a string, and Python will concatenate them. It'll put these together into the single string A, B, C, D, E, F, as we can see right here. So let's go ahead and run this again. Something a little odd happened. Oh, right. So what's happening here is because we knew there'd be an error, is Python is reporting the error before it actually manages to print out that result. So let's go ahead and copy this. It's no problem. And we will get the slightly different behavior as we sometimes observe in standard Python. We'll run it here. Oh, I've lied completely. We're going to get the same behavior in both examples. And the reason is because there's an actual syntax error, not a runtime error. And you cannot run the code at all if it has a syntax error anywhere. Okay, so in this case, Python and standard Python are the same. Thank goodness. And let's take a look at what's causing the syntax error. Here we see, I'm going to comment out this line and we'll see it run just fine. There we go, A, B, C, D, E, F. So it took the A, B, C and the D, E, F and so-called concatenated them to get a single string, A, B, C, D, E, F. The standard way you do that is really to add with the plus operator, which for strings means concatenate, hence this comment that is preferred. Here, though, we try to concatenate with a variable. So we're going to try to concatenate with S, G, E, F. And that is what was causing our syntax error, because this style of concatenation without the plus only works for literals, which is really weird, so basically don't do it. Here, if you just go ahead and concatenate this way, it would work just fine. Get rid of this comment and go ahead and print S again. And you see we were able to concatenate another DEF. And so the plus is the way to go, and the non-plus is certainly not the way to go. Okay, which brings us to string literals as multi-line comments. And so Python doesn't have multi-line comments. In some other programming languages, you can do such things as /* and then blah, 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 blah. You can put a comment there, multi-line comment, and this denotes the beginning and not the end of your comment. Everything in between would be a comment. No such thing in Python. You would go like such for a multi-line comment in Python, commenting each line out, which can be a real pain. So one way around that is to place it all in a multi-line string. So to use a triple quote, put your comment in it, another triple quote. When we run this, what happens is Python actually evaluates this code right here. It creates this string, so it's a little bit wasteful. It's just not horribly wasteful. And then it ignores the string because we don't do anything with it. We don't set it in a variable. We don't store a reference to it. We don't print it. We do nothing with it. So Python creates and ignores the string. And then it goes ahead and, in this case, prints wow. So this triple quoted string trick is a fine way to simulate multi-line comments in Python. And that's all for string literals in Python.